Do this to get a chiseled chest. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek Fitness. If you want to get a chiseled chest, well, to get a chiseled body in general, you just need to eat less food. That's basically how that works. But if you want to build muscle and strength and you want to get your chest chiseled out and you don't go to a gym and you don't have a squat rack with a bench and a bar and weight plates and a rack of dumbbells at the house or whatever, these are the ways that I train my chest. And I typically do 3 main chest exercises. I do dips, I do push-ups, and then I do some kind of chest fly variation. Now, dips, especially if you're leaning forward a little bit to put the emphasis on your chest, is one of my favorite chest exercises. It's my second favorite exercise in general. You know, you can do it just with your body weight, or you can add a weight vest or a dip belt or resistance bands if you want to increase the weight without having to increase the volume in order to progress. That's fine. And of course, the way I can do dips is I have my dip bars outside. I have a pair of dip bars inside. I have my bull bar 2.0 has dip bars for it. You can do ring dips, hang your rings off a ceiling mount or off of a pull-up bar. You know, you can use a sling trainer from Angles 90 or something comparable like that if you don't want to use rings. You can hang those off of a doorway pull-up bar of some kind. You know, there's all kinds of ways that you can do dips, and those are the ways that I do my dips. Typically, I'm using a static bar, but I do use rings on occasion just to switch things up, you know. But most of the time, I'm doing it on a set of bars, a static, just to track easier my progression. But when I want to switch things up, I'll do them on rings, or if I'm traveling and I don't have any access to a dip bar, I'll just hang them off of a pull-up bar or something like that. So those are the ways that I do my dips at home or at the office or when I'm traveling. So for push-ups, you can basically drop to the ground or the floor and do push-ups anywhere you are in the world, and that's great and all, but the older I get, you know, I'm 48, so I like to spare my wrists as much as possible, so I typically use the bar that goes across the bottom of my pull-up bar outside, or I'll use rings, because I love doing rings push-ups. You can use like a Angles 90 suspension trainer thing, sling trainer, same thing as rings. It's a great challenge. If you can prop your legs up on a chair or a plyo box and do it incline, it's even harder. So I love doing push-ups with rings. My bull bar 2.0, it's got those dip bar handles that you can lower to the bottom setting to do push-ups off of that. So there are all kinds of ways you can do push-ups, and if you don't want to just constantly increase volume in order to progress, you can add a weight vest or resistance band. Both of those options work great to making the regular push-up even more challenging without having to increase the volume or do various variations or progressions in push-ups. You don't want to bother all that. Just want to do a push-up and progress it. Add a weight belt or resistance bands. It gets the job done. I don't miss barbells and all, you know, bench press and all that. Push-ups are great. So that's what I do for push-ups. And of course, for chest flies, I have several different ways I can do that. The 2 main ways would be using a resistance band or using a suspension trainer or gym rings to do my chest flies. You can get a really great stretch with the suspension trainer gym rings method. Resistance bands, though, they work great too for just doing chest flies. But the T2 Fusion trainer is also great for this. When you use the bungee attachment, you can do a chest fly with the bungee and then go straight into the isokinetic feature, the body fight system using the housing unit, and that works really great. Get a great pump after that too. It's actually a really good way to do chest flies. So one of those 4 different items gets the job done for me when I'm doing chest flies, and I usually incorporate that into my routine. Now, when it comes to the ways that I train my chest with dips, push-ups, and chest flies, I do throw in some other exercises just to mix things up. So, for example, with chest flies themselves, I can do chest flies just laying on my plyo box with the filler bags for my dumbbells and do the equivalent of like dumbbell chest flies on a bench. If I wanted to do that, I do that on occasion. If I have my cable pulleys out, I can do a decline chest fly with the 2 cable pulleys, and that's a lot of fun, and mixes things up a little bit, and you get a really great stretch when you're doing chest flies that way. So that's one of the ones that I'll throw in on that. And then, of course, you could do plank flies with the sandbag. That's a lot of fun. Or, a variation of a fly would be a reverse grip fly, and you could do that easiest with either resistance bands or like filler bags, like you would use the filler bags as dumbbells to do the kind of reverse grip fly. But you can do that with the T2 Fusion trainer as well, and that works really good, especially adding in the isokinetic right after your set. And then finally, another way to do reverse grip flies is technically on suspension trainer or gym rings, but they don't work that well. So I usually don't ever do that, but it's an option if that's all you got. If you don't have like a resistance band handy or something else, you can get away with that. But I don't just stick to dips on something, push-ups on something, and chest flies with the band or suspension trainer or T2 Fusion trainer. There are other options as well, like I just mentioned, and I throw those in just to get a little bit more variety. Just like if I want to lay on my plyo box and use my sandbag to do chest presses, that works fine. The chest press on the T2 Fusion trainer with the bungee, and then going into the isokinetic works really well. You get a great chest workout doing that for your chest press. Chest presses on like suspension trainers or gym rings, not great. You may as well just be doing push-ups, because unless you're a beginner, those aren't really going to be all that challenging because you're more upright, so you're not leveraging as much of your body weight. So unless you're a beginner, those work fine, but I don't ever really do those. So there you go. Those are the ways that I train my chest. And if you just train properly, continue to progressively overload and train to or near failure, and just exhaust the muscle during your push workout or your chest day or whatever, that's going to get the job done as good as anything you'll find in the gym. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. How do you train your chest at home, or what are you using to train your chest at the gym if you are a person who goes to the gym for whatever reason? Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.